I'm Richard Southern in the 680 newsroom with a look back at some of the big business news stories of the past week. Boy, what a week it was for Bay Street. The TSX really taking off. It was higher in all 5 trading sessions, up 2.4% on the week. It's up almost 15% on the year. Now it's at a 16-month high. And what's more, the TSX tops in the world. It's the best performing global stock market this year, ahead of the market in the UK and in New Zealand. It's really being helped out by the price of oil, which hit a 15-month high this past week. It's just shy of $52 per barrel here this evening. And the price of gas, consequently, is going to edge up. Enpro International thinks the price will jump 2 cents a litre coming up at midnight tonight in the city of Toronto. So keep that in mind. Big corporate news this past week. The CEO of Rogers Communications announced his immediate resignation, to the surprise of many. The move came less than 3 years after Guy Laurence moved from the UK to take the top job at Rogers, and less than a month after he boasted about settling into life in Toronto, buying a house here and qualifying for permanent Canadian residency. Guy Laurence will be replaced by former Telus CEO Joe Natale. Interim CEO Alan Horn said the move was about Natale being available and Rogers wanting to lock him down. Others aren't so sure. Earnings, after all, have improved under Laurence, so has the stock performance. Investors I talked to this week said it may have been Laurence taking the fall for the Rogers NHL rights deal. Hockey ratings have been down, and the Globe and Mail said that Mr. Lawrence's tenure was plagued with persistent rumors that the Rogers family was at odds with the CEO. Rogers is the parent company of 680 and City News. Well, we see a lot of corporate mascots, and it turns out some of them actually existed in real life, even some of the more cartoony ones. This is interesting. First off, Chef Boyardee. Hector Boyardee was an actual Italian chef, born in 1897. He moved to New York, worked at the Plaza Hotel. His customers loved his food so much that they wanted to take it home, so Boyardee would package his dried pasta. Little Debbie was a real person. The girl featured on the popular brand of chocolate snacks was based on a girl named Debbie, the daughter of O.D. McKee, and McKee Food still owns Little Debbie today. The Sun-Maid woman on the raisin boxes was real. Lorraine Peterson, a 17-year-old from Missouri, she worked for a subsidiary of Sun-Maid and was asked years ago to pose for a watercolor portrait. Wendy's, this is a famous one. The mascot for the fast food chain based on Melinda Thomas, the daughter of Wendy's founder David Thomas. The 8-year-old's portrait was taken in 1969. It became the mascot for the brand. And finally, Ronald McDonald, believe it or not, based on a clown character played by the still living Willard Scott. Well, some interesting food news this past week. This will excite many, no doubt. M&M, after years of development and millions of dollars, is coming out with a new candy. It's going to be caramel-filled M&Ms. They're going to hit store shelves next year as a permanent item, and the company spent 2 years developing this. They opened a $270 million plant in Topeka, Kansas, just to make the new caramel M&Ms. This is Mars Food, the owner of the M&Ms brand. It's intended to tap into the $2.2 billion caramel business. Caramel actually the fastest growing segment of the food market right now. In the 680 newsroom, Richard Southern, City News.